Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's my guy knows a guy. Don't have access to my light right now, actually, but hope everyone's having a good day. It is Sunday morning, January 30th. Yesterday was a really interesting day in the NBA. Today's show will be pretty brief. Then I'm going to be doing a couple of things with SportX, try to cover these couple of NFL games. There's big NFL action going on today. People are placing really big bets. I personally have not placed a bet on these games, but I'm going to take a look at the last minute stuff after this. I was watching the media coverage through the week. Shout out to everyone that watched the show yesterday, and definitely shout out to the Raptors, pulled it out in triple overtime, multiple players playing 50 minutes. Mixed results yesterday, but if you did have a chance to watch the second live stream yesterday, when I added plays, I added 5 plays. We went 4-1 on those plays. So I was able to recoup a couple of losses from Desmond Bane. Might have to put Desmond Bane to the side for a second as he figures things out in terms of his shooting efficiency. He's still contributing to wins. He's still looking fresh on the court, but we need that flamethrower from three-point line before I bet on him again. Still respect his game, but he wasn't able. He burnt me twice. Basically. I had to run it back yesterday, and then the Mavericks, they blitzed the Pacers. I won't be playing any more Pacers totals unless it's an over. Their defense is an absolute shambles. But shout out to Max Strus, shout out to Seth Curry, a couple of other players that came through for us. John Morant under on rebounds. It was the second night of a back-to-back for him as well. Did add a couple of plays. Today I have 5 plays to share, and I might have 2 more to share on Twitter pending injury reports, but might not go too crazy, but I'll share the 5 bets that I've already made. If you guys can, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, take a second to subscribe and visit sportx.bet, the platform that you see on the screen. Good morning, Jam Rocks. Good morning, Jam Rocks. Good morning, Big Show, MB, Aiden, Sam. How's it going, bro? Blockchain J. How's it going, bro? The Broski, MB, come at me, bro. Simeon Davis, Trey Red. Yeah. And then people. It was really just a good day. Shout out to the Celtics as well. It's a battle in the play-in. Look, take a look at the standings, everyone. There's a battle going on in the play-in. Who's going to be the odd one out and have to play in the play-in. There's a couple of teams jockeying for position. It's going to be really interesting to see how things unfold between the Raptors, the Celtics, and the Hornets moving forward. You could even throw the 76ers in there. Their schedule is going to get even more difficult. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I did too, bro. I had Bane over 2.5 threes. It was plus money again. It was very enticing. So I'm just going to share the plays actually and get out of here. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the sports today. Today's going to be great for sports. Let's try to win as much money as possible. All right. So the first game that I have a pick in is, let me just get this up. The first game that I have a pick in is between the Hornets and the Clippers. That's an early tip-off. Apologies to everyone that was waiting for a pick last night. If you were riding, last night was, it was just one of those days. It was Saturday, and then I was exhausted. So I went to bed. Feel fresh now. Let's get it. My pick in this game is Miles Bridges under 7.5 rebounds. Miles Bridges under 7.5 rebounds. I wanted to take LaMelo Ball over his assists, but I couldn't figure out why it was adjusted down to 6.5 at minus 130. Then I looked, LaMelo Ball in early Sunday games, he's only averaging 4 assists per game in these early games himself. You know, this is a really young team, but the Clippers as well, their clock is going to be pretty early as well, but they've already been traveling. I think the Hornets can definitely get it done here, but my pick is Miles Bridges under 7.5 rebounds. It's just a matchup. It's a matchup thing, style of play pick, and it's also another system pick that I'm rolling out, having some success with this. So just a regular bet, Miles Bridges under 7.5 rebounds. The next pick that I have is comes in the matchup between the Cavs and the Pistons. All right, this one is pretty simple. It's going to be the most public pick of the day, but this is a game that I'm essentially fading the Pistons because I've believed that they're not going to be able to compete over the course of 4 quarters. That's not the only thing about my handicap in this particular game. The Cavaliers just have a matchup edge across the board, and they're a team. They're one of the only maybe 2 or 3 teams that I'm willing to bet even when the system is conflicting with that. This is a divisional matchup. The Pistons have been playing better at home in the month of January as opposed to the rest of the season, but I think the Cavs are going to crush these guys today, and I like them in the first half as well, but I placed the full game bet -8 You look at the role players, even look at the bench, quality bench, Rondo, Kevin Love. These guys can be starting right now for a couple of teams in the NBA. When it comes to the interior defense for the Pistons, it's non-existent. I do think Cade Cunningham will have a better game scoring-wise today, but my pick is the Cavaliers -8 right here. My next pick is in the matchup between the Suns and the Spurs. I'm taking the Suns -13. The spread actually dipped. These guys might activate Jay Crowder and JaVale McGee. I think JaVale McGee is more likely to play than Jay Crowder. Maybe they get both of them back. But hey, I would even prefer if Jay Crowder doesn't play. Cam Johnson is averaging nearly 18 points as a starter, I believe. 18 points, yeah, as a starter. It's crazy. His production, they're going to have to pay him a decent extension to keep him. The bench is just too deep. The Spurs are missing a couple of guys. Popovich has been sneaky in a couple of these spots where he's been missing his team, key members on his team, but that really, the contrarian angle there really leans more towards the first half. So I won't be surprised if the Spurs compete early in this game, but I think over the course of 4 quarters, the Suns will crush these guys today, probably crush the Spurs. Pick and roll defense will be non-existent. If Primo and some of these other younger guys are starting for the Spurs, this game could get ugly. No Pirtle as well. They're going to be lacking on the interior. Probably a big game for Biyombo today as well. Big game for Biyombo. Not much contrarian logic in this game, but both teams are coming off ATS wins, so I feel comfortable fading the Spurs today. Let me just check out the chat. I'm going to share 2 more picks and get out of here, everyone. Crypto Wiz says his play is on the totals. He's okay. Cavs first quarter and first half lines haven't come out yet. You're on 7.5 last night. Yeah, I jumped on 8. I see it's up to 8.5, but I got 8 for the Cavs. And hey, appreciate you, Sticky. Sam Comer likely gonna lay the 6. Danny, my guy. Good morning, brother. All right, let's continue. So I've already shared 3 plays. If some people are joining, take a second to hit the like button. Everyone, we have 100 people watching right now. It's NBA betting today on Sunday, January 30th, sharing NBA picks and player props. 100 people, let's get 100 likes. That's a reasonable goal. We stayed afloat yesterday. I'm sure some people found some of the information valuable. Let's try to keep it going. Okay, so I shared the Suns already. I've shared Miles Bridges under 7.5 rebounds. And I've shared the Cavaliers -8. My next pick is juice. Not everyone's going to be comfortable laying this price, but I played it personally. If you want to ride, you can. It's a system play as well. I'm taking DeMar DeRozan under 0.53, so he will not hit a 3 today against the Portland Trailblazers. He has hit 2, like 1 in each of the last 2 games, but his overall attempts this month, especially with Levine back and feeling fully integrated into the lineup, I think DeMar DeRozan is going to get back to not even attempting 3s today. He went 1 for 1 against the Spurs. It was a big game for him. He had massive game actually against the Spurs, but I think he'll regress back to his average of under 0.5 threes. So I laid the -150 with DeMar DeRozan. Okay, the next pick and the last one is also hopeful. It's hopeful, trying to get ahead of the line, and the line is moving, and we've seen patterns in the last few days where some of the lines, you can't say it for every game, but some of the lines have been moving ahead of the news. So my last pick is Minnesota Timberwolves -1 at the Utah Jazz. This is hoping that D'Angelo Russell will play tonight. I just feel like it's a different style of basketball in this 4th matchup between these 2 teams without Rudy Gobert. Now there's a chance. Minnesota, they were not competitive versus the Jazz in previous spots. The Jazz are in sort of a free fall ATS. I think there's some internal stuff going on there as well. Remember about 2 weeks ago we did a stream where we were talking about Donovan Mitchell, discontent, and some other stuff going on in the organization. Rudy Gobert's out. This is a team that has very, very high aspirations, and they're not meeting those expectations ATS compared to the last couple of seasons. I think the Utah Jazz, I don't think the free fall is going to continue over the next month. They'll probably turn it around as soon as Gobert comes back. But with him out of the lineup, I think the T-Wolves have, this team plays very, very hard. They're coming off 2 losses as well against the Warriors and the Suns. 2 games that they were actually competitive in for a large part of both of those games. They're a team that is trying to break free of their reputation of being an under 500 team. They have the talent to do so. I bet it now before D'Angelo Russell news, but I think D'Angelo Russell will play, and hopefully I'm just on the right side with this one. The other play that I was thinking of adding was the Hawks, all right? But we still don't know if Trae Young is in the game. They said Anthony Davis is in the game. Anthony Davis is in the game, but we don't know if Trae Young is in the game. I think that this could just be smoke and mirrors, and they're going to probably tell us that Trae Young is playing, but I'll probably wait on that. So I have 5 picks. Miles Bridges under 7.5 rebounds. The Cavaliers -8. The Phoenix Suns -13. DeMar DeRozan under 0.5 threes, and the T-Wolves -1. Follow me on Twitter at MyGuyKnowsAGuy. If I add more plays, I will share them on Twitter, trying to do a better job and try to make even more bread. Also, be responsible. You might not like all the picks, but I'm sharing the ones that I put my money on. Be responsible with your bet size. Visit sportx.bet, platform you see on the screen. There's a lot of big bets coming in on the NFL games for today. So I'll probably just take a peek at what's going on in the media, and maybe I'll share a play, but I won't force anything. I only played 1 pick in the entire postseason, which I went 0-1. It was between the Bills and the Patriots. I had the Patriots. I had a decent regular season, actually. I went back and looked at it. I was 34-22 ATS in the NFL regular season. So maybe I should have continued in the postseason, but the NBA is every day as well. Let's see how it goes. Good luck to everyone. Let me know who you guys are betting on in the NFL as well, and subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. 5 picks for me in the NBA, and trying to come out on top for the weekend. Let's see how it goes. Best of luck to everyone.